Hey, what up, Satsmate Stackers? Today I'm going to talk about what the heck is happening with Bitcoin and the stock market. Now, over the past, I'd say 10, 15 years, with ZIRP, asset prices have been going sky high. ZIRP is 0% interest rate policy. And, we've had sky high inflation, we've had low interest rates, and we've had money printing that has really hollowed out the middle class. And this has really caused the stock market and Bitcoin to roar. And I think this is a lot of the effects of money printing. Now, currently, over the past, we had Trump get elected, and there's kind of a changing in the world order right now as we speak. And this essentially is the Trump admin trying to say, hey, look, we need to try to find a way to correct many things that are happening. And they're going to do tariffs. That's one of the things they're going to do. But they're trying to kind of find a way to make things a little more fair for everyone rather than just helping the 1 to 10% that hold a lot of stocks and assets. So we're seeing, we're literally, as we speak, we're in the middle of the fourth turning. And, we're seeing these big shifts coming. Like, you can go on doge.gov and see all the cost cutting that's happening by the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon. And what they're doing is they're trying to cut out the deep state, the world order, all that. And it's essentially what's end up happening actually is this doesn't look like it now, but over the medium to long run, this will cut out, this will help the bottom 50% of society. This will cut out a lot of the waste, the fraud, the abuse, the elites have been doing for so long, and it will actually cause a lot more benefits to those who don't have much, those who are living paycheck to paycheck. Most of the bottom 50%, they're actually deep in debt. They don't even have any assets. So this is going to really help the bottom of society. And I think it's going to be painful for both the rich and the middle class and the poor for a little bit. But I think once when we get through the other side, this controlled burn will help society as a whole. Now, Scott Bessent, he's the head of the Treasury, and he said it very clearly the other day in a video, and I recommend watching it. It was from Tucker Carlson and Scott Bessent, and he said it so clearly. He said he wants to make an economy that supports the bottom 50%, not just the top 10%. So the top 10% hold 88% of the equities. And he said the way in which they're going to go about this is they're going to introduce policies that help the poor and the middle class. Here's just a few. The no tax on tips, that's a big thing. So if you're a bartender or a restaurant waiter, historically, if you got tips, that'd be treated as supplemental income. Now, that won't happen. And this is really good because a lot of waiters and waitresses, they earn most of their money through that supplemental income or those tips. They don't earn most of it through their low base pay. Sometimes they even get paid below minimum wage. So And then the next thing is no taxing overtime. What we're doing by taxing overtime is we're disincentivizing people to work more than 40 hours a week. We should try to find ways that people will try to work more and benefit the economy. So these are just two ways. But also, if we want to incentivize buying American cars, we need to create incentives to do that. Some of those include 0% interest loans on cars or houses made in America, and other products made in America, maybe introducing 0% on that. So there's a lot of things they can do to help the bottom 50%. But lastly, I think the most important one, and this is quite controversial, but it is bringing back manufacturing, which also means kind of leaning into tariffs. And this will help the middle class because a lot of middle class individuals, they work at these factories, they work these jobs. And I think that this could be a good step back for them to be successful in this economy. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see some disruption over the next couple of weeks. And who knows, it may blow over quickly. I don't know. I don't hold the crystal ball. But I do think there will be a lot of paper losses occurring in the market. People will panic sell. People will lose a lot. But I think this is kind of the necessary Band-Aid to rip off. I think we're going through a fourth turning. I think it's important that we keep our jobs, we keep our incomes, and we try to stay the course. what's happening now is they're trying to reset the economy to get things on a good foot for the next generation. Just go to the US debt clock, guys. Go to the US debt clock and you will see how bad things really are. I mean, we can't just keep kicking the can down the road, throwing more money in the market and more cheap money into the economy and just expecting things to get better. That's not how it works. We need to put in the proof of work. We need to put in the time, the energy, the effort. We can't just keep this phony, fake economy going forever. And because if not, guess what? We're going to benefit ourselves, but our future generations will be haunted and they're going to have to pay for it. So we need to make the necessary difficult decisions now so we have strong footing for the future. I'll say that again. We need to make the hard, tough decisions now so we have a strong footing for the future. There's a lot of pain that's happening right now. And even Scott Bessent, the head of the Treasury, said this. He said, things are starting to roll a bit. He said that. And it's been noted through both Trump and Howard Lutnick and all these guys, like, the things are going to get better, but they may go through a little bit of turmoil in the short term. I think a lot of these tariffs, a lot of these countries are going to come to the negotiating table. I bet 33% to 40%, they're going to come and they're going to say, hey, look, we won't charge you tariffs anymore. And then guess what? We won't charge them. It'll be a benefit win-win. Some of them will say, you know what? Screw you guys. We're going to keep our tariffs. And then the other ones, they may actually raise it, right? They may actually cause a trade war. So there's a lot of things that can happen in a negative context. So I think it's important that we kind of look at the different options and are prepared. In the long run, we need to help the middle class, the lower class, the upper middle class. We need to help everyone. We can't just look out for the elite. And a lot of these elite, they tend to be the limousine. They're called the limousine liberals. And they are those from the California, the New York. They have a lot of assets in the markets. They're very wealthy. And, these are the people, they have a lot of money and they make a lot of the decisions and they tend to vote in ways that enrich themselves, but doesn't enrich the nation. So I think we need to find ways to help be more inclusive towards everyone rather than just a small percentage at the top. Over the long run and the medium run, we all know things will recover, but just be prepared for some pain and some downside. The market may take a turn tomorrow. And I think, who knows, we may see a big pop. It may have a big short squeeze or something. I don't know. But just be prepared in the coming weeks. It's going to get choppy. It's going to wear you out. It will tear you out. It will do everything it can. But stay the course. Stay your course. Don't buy into the FUD. Keep some cash on the sidelines, guys. Make sure that you keep staying the course. In a recession or worse, a depression, these assets, they're going to be going at bargain prices, guys. Many people are going to try to flee to safety, and that's good, right? People can flee to safety, but I think it's important that we see the opportunities that we know of, and we take advantage of them, right? Because while everyone else is fearful, that's the time you should be greedy. When everyone else is greedy, that's the time you should be fearful. And I know it's opposite, right? It's just you get a headache. You get that. Sometimes when the market's down so much, I don't know if you guys feel this ever, you get that pounding headache. It's like, wow, I'm so dumb. Like, I should have been smarter, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I totally understand it. I feel that way. But at the end, do you guys ever feel that way when remember when Bitcoin was at 110 and you're like, dang it, I'm so stupid. Should have bought it 30K. Should have bought it 50K. Should have bought it 75K. You didn't. And those times when the market, when everyone's not talking about it, when everyone's fearful and in pain, those are the times when you should be sticking the course. Not the times when it's sky high and in the moon, right? That's a yellow flag, right? So it's very interesting what we're going through. And I think we all need to do our best to insulate ourselves. Build the skills, build your asset base, whether that's gold, silver, cash, treasuries, most importantly, my opinion, Bitcoin. not financial advice, but make sure to hold different assets rather than just the stock market. But whenever you see someone get rich from the stock market, remember, they went through pain to get there. It wasn't just straight up and to the right. There's a reason why those people have 5,000 shares of Tesla and they sold it at $4.80 a share. They didn't get lucky. They weathered many ups and downs to get there, right? So that's just something to think about. But overall, what's happening with Bitcoin in the stock market? I think there's a lot of uncertainty with the tariffs. There's a lot of fear with this administration. I think there will be a changing in the monetary order in short order. And I think because people are so uncertain with how things are going to progress, they're just taking their money out of the markets and keeping it in cash, keeping it in treasuries, maybe putting some in gold, silver, and Bitcoin. But generally, people are saying stock prices are not the place to be. I'm going to get out. What if we see another 1930 depression? Who knows? Last time there were tariffs, the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, the depression actually worsened in 1930, right? So you got to look at the big picture, and don't deploy all your money at once. Trust me, I was there back in 2021 with Bitcoin when Bitcoin hit 16K. I deployed all my money at 30, then 20, and then I didn't have any to buy at 15. Or I essentially was in a bad situation there. So just try to think about that, guys. Overall, stay focused, keep your job, try to expand your income, and stay the course. Don't get shaken out. Just make sure to understand what you own, why you own it, and if you see a future in it, hold it. Don't panic sell anything, because panic selling that often leads to regrets down the road. So, anyways, guys, please be sure to share this around if you liked it. I really appreciate it. I love putting these together, as well as try to click the links below. Those help support me, help support my channel, and keeps encouraging me to do this. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.